His name is Temba. He comes from Lanka. He came to score, came to score Temba Babuma. He comes from Lanka and he plays for Protea. La, 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 la. We just lost another test series and got whitewashed at home. It's good times.
And yeah, when there is crime scene, we will be there.
Always. We're here for the controversy. We're here for our own funeral. I'm dressed in white because of the color that has faded from our jerseys. He is dressed in black because you come dressed in black for funerals. Where do we even start? How do we go about this? You want to start from the first test?
No, let's actually start from the press conference.
Okay, fair.
Let's go backwards.
Yep. So I think the first thing we need to address, right, is the fact that Gautam Gambhir stated that this is a team that is under transition. They said that he said that this is a team that is still learning. Now, something that I'm really trying to understand here is nobody is under transition in this team except for the coaching staff. The coaching staff is being pulled in and out and shuffled around, but the people who have been playing for a very long time. Jaiswal's been around for a couple of years now. KL Rahul has been here for ages together. Washington Sundar won you a GABA test, and he's been around ever since then. I think the only new person in this team is Dhruv Jurel, and he's also had enough experience by this point to be able to handle pressure. So I fail to understand how this team is a team that is under transition and how this team is a team that is more under transition than South Africa because South Africa are playing with a relatively less experienced side when compared to India.
Yeah, exactly as you said. Couple of exceptions. Nitish Kumar Reddy, Sai Sudarshan, who are new to this international side of things, but they're not new to playing cricket.
Exactly.
They're coming in with a lot of experience from the domestic side. And KL Rahul, he will take a lot of many more years to get accustomed to the transitions and many more transitions to come.
Yeah. Look, it's just that I feel like KL Rahul in overseas conditions has hands down been our best batter. I think since 2014 even, right? Every time he leaves Indian soil, he turns into a different batter altogether. I just feel like he prefers that extra bounce that you get on those tracks. So these low bounce pitches have not been something that have suited KL Rahul over the past, I don't know how many years, right?
Yeah,
He's
one
not
thing
a
that
player that should average 35, and for some reason that average has never gone up.
he never looked comfortable playing spin apart from the 2017 BGT series in India where the it was proper rank turners in Pune, Bangalore, and everywhere. Apart from that one series, I don't recall him playing any good spin, even in IPL or any other format for that matter. When Aussies choked KL Rahul with spin in that World Cup final, he
Yeah.
wasn't able to counterattack Maxwell or Zampa for that matter.
Yeah, and Athar rightly mentions that South Africa is playing with in away conditions, in conditions that are much more foreign to them than they are to us, because those guys are used to fast tracks, heavy bounce, very pacer friendly, and not too much for the spinners. And they adapted perfectly well to conditions that are completely foreign to them. Makes
Yeah.
no sense.
Also, if you see, like, even the wickets in South Africa are changing quite a bit. They are turning like Indian wickets. That's not a point or advantage, I would say. They came into the series without Keshav Maharaj. They had
Yep.
no Rabada.
Yep.
Despite that, they were able to attack with their part-time spinner Aiden Markram. And then you had Simon Harmer.
We
What
were
a comeback!
hard.
What a story!
Insane.
I
Well
don't
deserved player of
recall
the series.
Simon Harmer playing, but I read the story of how he debuted and the break and his comeback. I was
Yep.
fascinated to learn about his story.
Yeah, he's 36. Not a lot of people know that. People seem to think that he is a relatively newer player, but he's 36.
He looks
Um,
very young.
yeah.
And
It's not a B team. It is still very close to the side that won the WTC. Um, and look, at the end of the day, we were playing against the World Test champions. We were playing against a side that's beaten South Africa, sorry, that's beaten Australia in the WTC finals. But it's not an excuse because even a side like Australia has struggled to beat us in Indian conditions.
yeah,
So
we should have suffered that defeat in the last BGT itself, but we somehow escaped through the brilliance of Akshar Patel and a couple other players. But it's time. So in the first test, they blamed the pitch. Second test, they exactly got the wicket which they wanted. It was a
yep.
batting friendly wicket. Others might say it was turning a bit. It's a typical red soil wicket. It would turn anything after day two, but
Fair
it
enough.
was not those turners with where puff of the dust would fly from the pitches. But
Yeah. Look, in the second test specifically, it was a great track to bat on. South Africa scored 489 in their first innings. Day one was nice to bat. It got a little bit more difficult on day two. But at the end of the day, all the wickets that the Indian batters lost were careless. Right? It wasn't the classic nick to the keeper, nicked away to slips. We saw Dhruv Jurel and Rishabh Pant playing careless, aggressive shots, which went up in the air and landed into the hands of fielders that were nowhere around the slip corner. So it goes without saying that this is a problem. There is a difference between aggressiveness and carelessness, and it takes me back to the same old problem of 2023 World Cup Rohit Sharma. In the name of intent, you can't be careless, and that is something that specifically Rishabh Pant has to start putting into his head because come on, he was captain for one of the tests here. It's about time he starts taking a little more responsibility in this side.
yeah, it's been what, like 7 years since the debut of Rishabh Pant, but even
Yep.
after 7 years, there is no responsibility. It's just he wants to play in his way. I agree, but what about playing the conditions, playing the situation?
Yep.
When you have batting depth, yeah, you can play your way. Like you can depend on a few other batters who are coming down the order. But
Mhm.
you're coming in at a stage when there are no batters almost remaining. You have Washington Sundar playing at three, so you don't even have that backup.
Yep. And look, just to prove to you that it is a good wicket, it's not a bad wicket to bat on. Kuldeep Yadav played 134 balls on this track. So if somebody who's not even your frontline batter is able to stick around on that wicket for that long and stitch together a decent 50 partnership with Washington Sundar, the only conclusion that you can draw from it is that everybody in between the openers and the tailenders have been careless.
And if you look at the dismissals of Washington Sundar from both tests, both the innings, it's been between the pair of Simon Harmer and Aiden Markram. Either one of
Yes,
them bowling and either one of them taking the catch, and it's been just
yes, I saw that.
regular off spin. And Washington being an off spinner, getting out so cheaply to off spinners,
Yeah.
it's not acceptable.
It's a typical left-hander being troubled by off-spin situation. We've seen this time and again. The only difference is that we used to be the ones doing it to the oppositions. Now our own batters are incapable of tackling these conditions.
We are getting our own taste of medicine.
Simple as that. Maybe another thing to touch upon would be That first innings, that score of 489, because up until one point, right, the fall of wickets, they were 201 for 5 and then 246 for 6. And from here is where those
They
two
let the
big
tail
partnerships
wag a
happened.
lot.
Yeah, first between Muthuswamy and Kyle Varian, and then between Muthuswamy and Janssen. And these two, I think, completely took the game away from India because I think it went from 246 for 6 to 334 for 7, followed by 431 for 8. So massive partnerships. The second one being almost a 100 partnership there. Muthuswamy getting 109, Janssen getting 93, with some insane striking, by the way. Just so that everyone else knows, Marco Janssen had six sixes in his entire Test career until this match happened. He scored seven more. So he basically doubled his tally on this.
And this wicket was not any flat track to let the scoreboard fool you from the fact that the tail wagged a bit with a century and a 93, almost pushing the total by 200 more runs. But it was just a typical red soil wicket,
Yep.
good enough to bat.
Yeah.
And our bowlers failing to bowl in the right areas. You had Jasprit Bumrah also playing this test. He let this tail wag.
Yep.
It's not a failure from one single bowler, but a collective failure from the captain, field
Yeah.
setup, the think tank, everything.
Yeah. Look, and at the end of the day, what do you have Nitish Reddy in the side for? Because
Yeah,
when he's bowling, he seems like a batting all rounder. And when he's batting, he seems like a bowling all rounder. They are not giving him any overs to bowl. Nitish Reddy bowled, I think, 6 overs in the first innings. And I don't even remember him bowling in the second innings. I think he
four,
got four overs, so that
four
that
overs,
came up 10 overs in the entire match. Why is Nitish Reddy in the side then?
and
Because
he's
his
coming
scores
in
with
at
the bat were 10 and 0.
he's coming in to bat at number 9 position.
Yeah,
What is there left? Just stay in the pavilion. Don't even bother to come. You'll be
exactly.
adding 5 or 10 runs, unnecessary 5 or 10 runs to the total.
The utility that is provided to the side seems even more stinky than what Tala provides to CSK right now at his stage of the career. They're coming into bat at 9, not contributing with the bat, and then bowling 10 overs. Like the number of overs he bowled today are equal to the number of runs he scored in this match. So
Perfect.
it's baffling.
In this
Wonderful. Look,
entire
look who shows up on this chat exactly when we mentioned Tala.
yeah, I think Tala would have flourished in this WTC cycle and concepts. He would have flourished as a very good batter.
Yeah. The only thing is you have to tell him that you're playing a T20 before you send him out to bat.
Put a CSK jersey inside that white jersey. He'll automatically play Test cricket.
Yeah. No, we saw this other meme right as this test was ending. There is a reason that Indian mobile numbers start with +91 and not +97. So, GG, take note. Tala gets all credit here as well.
Yeah, time and again proving that 91 was greater
Greater
than
than
90.
us. Yeah. The only difference is that Marco Jansen scored 93, but he played 91 balls.
Yeah, Marco Hansen's 93. And let's
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about second innings batting from Christian Stubbs,
Yes,
94.
we'll get to that as well. Just before we get there, I would like to quote Gautam Gambhir from 2014. If you win, you need not have to say. If you lose, you should not be there to say. So, Gautam bhai, will you stick by your own words? Are you going to say?
It's no doubt that Gautam Gambhir always contradicts his own statements all the time. But this press conference itself was so hilarious that he was contradicting his own press conference, not even the previous ones.
Exactly.
He
Like
mentioned there should be no excuses, then blames it on schedule, transition, everything.
pitch, batting. He literally put his own batters under the bus.
Yeah,
Our batters need to bat with more responsibility. What the hell does that mean?
he's so selfish that he took the credit for the past event of wins,
Yeah.
the
Okay,
only
this
wins that
dude.
he has on his
Yeah,
paper.
no, he brings up the fact that he's won a Champions Trophy, an Asia Cup, and the fact that
And a
they had a
series
draw.
level in England.
Yeah, a draw in England.
Brother, you were playing inferior England side on a flat road who lacked two brain cells how to play test cricket. And it was the flattest of the wickets where even
Yeah.
bowlers could play easily. Pile up runs, pile up loads of runs. And
Yeah, and look, after the start that they had to that series, it shouldn't have ended 2-2.
yeah, and it's just a leveling series and not where they won the series or something.
Exactly. So that happened. And look, his other two excuses were the fact that he won an Asia Cup and a Champions Trophy. First things first, they're not even the same format. The color of the ball itself is different. On top of this,
It's rigged.
who plays the Asia Cup? I understand that India have won 8 Asia Cups, and Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, and England put together have no Asia Cups. And I wonder why.
No words. We have some special requests in the comment
Yeah,
sections.
there are quite a few special requests in the comments. If this goes on a little longer, you might see one of us taking our shirts off. Let's not take it that far, guys.
Yeah.
Happens to
What else
again.
was
Yes,
there?
actually, I would like to emphasize on this as well because the three most important games of the Champions Trophy, your player of the match was either Rohit or Kohli. So yeah, I completely agree with this as well.
Although it was one rigged tournament, but it turned out to be difficult to play towards the back end of the tournament. I would credit everything to the players and whoever was part of the Champions Trophy. Uh, but no credit to Gigi. He just
No
came to
credit
lift, put
to
his name in the CV there. I think if
absolutely.
this press conference had got any minute longer, he would have even included the part where he won the series against Bangladesh in home T20 series, 297.
It is so disappointing. What else? We should also look at the statements that were made in the two scenarios that are mentioned in our names over here. Uh, First things first, the Indian media has been going after Shukri for saying the word grovel in a press conference. For those who don't know what the meaning of the word is, to grovel is basically to put your head down and beg like a dog. It it is a word that was used back in the day to describe the slaves, and there's a lot of racism that was underlined. And there was another situation in the history of cricket where this word was used, and that was by Tony Gregg, after which the English batters received a proper barrage of bouncers from the West Indian bowling lineup. Right? So that's a little bit of history about the usage of the word. But I don't think a South African would use the word in the same undertone because nobody understands racism better than a South African. And and he is also a person of color. He is not just any South African. So I feel like Shukri's usage of that word might not have been with the same undertone that the Indian media is pointing it out with. Why are they pointing it out? It's only to distract us from the fact that we've gotten our asses handed to us in the home test series. If this was such a large problem, there should have been an even larger problem with Bumrah's usage of words during the test match, which was heard on the stump mic. And I'm actually very glad that the stump mic has stayed on and loud throughout this test series because I feel like it was necessary for us to hear some of the conversations happening in the background. Um, his usage of the word Bana, meaning dwarf, is a little bit, in the negative sense, a little bit more in the negative sense than Shukri's usage of Grovel. And the Indian media never made a scene out of that. Neither did the South African media. They don't care about it. So the reason for controversy here is not something I can comprehend. And it's better off being left as two baseless words and nothing more than that.
Yeah, it was made towards the end of the series, and anyways, but had the same comments been made from, let's say, Australia or England, this would
Yes,
have blown up everywhere.
correct.
But considering it was South Africa or India making the comment and taking it in the receiving end,
Yeah.
no offense given.
Yeah,
But
and it's
I
also because I think the relationship between these two sides. Yeah,
yeah, so when you are at the top, it's very important to stay humble. That's a very beautiful point that Anil Kumble made to Shukri.
absolutely.
Tougher
And
days ahead
Einstein
for
agreed with
India.
that. So yeah.
Yeah, I think India will take proper revenge for this with white ball.
Oh yeah, it's going to be the same scene as what happened in 2018, isn't it? A 2-1 loss in the Test series, followed by a 5-1 bang sesh in the ODI series. It's very possible that we're going to end up sweeping the ODIs, but at the end of the day, three bilateral ODIs are not going to have that much of a negative impact on our tally as two home tests because after this, on the WTC board, we're going to have quite a few problems because we're playing New Zealand in New Zealand, Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka, which we should win, and then the Border Gavaskar Trophy in India. So I'm guessing we win. I mean, we draw the series in New Zealand, we win in Sri Lanka, and God save us from what happens against
Bold
Australia.
of you to assume that we should be winning in Sri Lanka, but I think Sri Lanka are a better test playing nation now at the moment compared to India.
100%. And I feel like whatever happens in Sri Lanka is going to be largely toss
Yeah,
dependent.
this is not coming off because we lost the series or two back-to-back series at home, but looking at the Sri Lankan side, they have got some very good batters, and the spin talent has never
Yeah,
vanished over there.
true.
Considering our spin talent is somewhere in lost and found, the Sri Lankan bowlers are way ahead in the skill set, and they're very good at playing in their home.
True. So I think what we can do now is try to put together a decent prediction of sorts about how this World Test Championship could continue. This is what the table looks like, by the way. Australia, and you guys can see what I'm sharing, right? Yeah, okay, cool.
We are already gone.
There's still a solid chance.
Yeah,
Let's look at New Zealand versus West Indies. We're going to give it a 3-0 to New Zealand, right?
yeah.
Um, in the
3 to
Ashes,
Australia.
pink ball is going to belong to the Aussies. Let's say England win one, Australia win another one, and there's a draw. So a 3-1 finish to the Ashes, followed
Okay.
by uh,
Bangladesh. Give one each.
Irrelevant games. England and New Zealand, I'd say New Zealand win two, England win one.
No, I think this is New Zealand visiting England.
Yes, it's New Zealand visiting
They,
England. It's going to be flatter
yeah,
pitches.
I think New Zealand might get hammered 3-0.
3-0. I'd
Yeah.
say they have it in them to win one test at least.
Yeah.
Cool. Then we'll give England two. West Indies and
Because
Sri
it's Brendan
Lanka.
McCullum, he knows how to hammer New Zealand.
True. Fair enough. But just for the sake of it, let's leave them with one.
Yeah.
West Indies and Sri Lanka, how do you see it going? I feel like Lanka can win both.
I think Sri Lankans will win. Both of
Yeah.
them.
India, Sri Lanka, for the
Give
time
one
being,
each.
okay. West Indies, Pakistan, I'm just going to hand it 1-all. England and Pakistan will be a 3-0 sweep because Harry Brook enjoys his flat tracks. This will be an interesting series. Australia visiting South Africa. Um,
I think 2-1 Australia. Sorry, South
yeah.
Africa.
How do we go about it? I'll give it to the
South
Aussies.
Africa will have a far more experienced side and more settled side, but
Correct. It will
Aussies
also come down
have a
to
lot
what
of thinking to
Australia's
do.
pace attacks like.
And it's happening in what, October, September, October. Oh, it's
Yeah,
in South Africa.
2026. Yeah,
Aussies will have a tough time. They have a transitioning side now.
true, true. All right, we'll give it to South Africa.
It's home
Uh,
anyway, South African home. Yeah.
yeah, they're winning against Bangladesh for sure. We'll give this to the Windies.
Yeah.
India in New Zealand, I'll say 1-all.
Oh, interesting. Like India, tough chance to win a test in New Zealand. But considering it's also a transitioning side for New Zealand by then, sure, we
Hmm.
can go with one all.
Yeah, 1-all seems a lot
This
more
is
fair.
road. I think one Sri Lanka, one. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't have any hopes on Pakistan. I'm keeping Sri Lanka up there. South
England
Africa,
visiting South Africa, I think one of test England will win.
yeah. Australia and New Zealand, again, another interesting one.
Aussies.
2-1
Aussies.
Aussies. Oh, there's four tests. Okay, 3-1 Aussies.
I think Aussies clean. They would any day clean sweep New Zealand.
True. New Zealand and Sri Lanka should be New Zealand because they're playing in New Zealand.
Oh, it was what a series last time Sri Lanka visited New Zealand.
Yeah. And this brings us to the World Test Championship. Fine. Sorry, Portugal Basketball Trophy.
Let's say India win five, worst case.
All right. We don't have a chance. We're not making it to the top two, even if we win five against Aussies. Mm, by any chance, oh yeah, if New Zealand manages to pull a 2-2 against Australia in Australia, they make it to the WTC finals.
Yeah, let's say we win
Aussies
two.
win one. Okay, if Aussies win two, no.
No, like we are taking the best case scenario for India, but realistically, I think Aussies will win one or two in India,
True.
definitely. But let's
Yeah,
say India
I'd say
wins.
Aussies will have two wins minimum.
Yeah,
So we'll say 3-2 as of now because I don't see any draws happening.
yeah. Let's say India wins 2-0 in Sri Lanka. I don't
Yeah,
think we will.
we'll move
No, we are
it.
below New Zealand, so this is gone.
Yeah, there's still more games. That's why let's just say India wins this as well.
But
Um,
still, highly unlikely.
highly unlikely. India need to win the Border Gavaskar Trophy 4-1 at the very least. Even if they win this 4-1, right? What happens next? England beats Bangladesh. Australia beat Bangladesh to make it to the finals. Oh, they won't. Okay. South Africa and Sri Lanka. New Zealand. Yeah, okay. So the Aussies will need to win two tests to make it
No,
to the
they
final.
have some more tests back at home and South
Yeah.
Africa. They have a lot. They play a
Yeah.
lot more tests, so they have
Look,
very good.
South Africa's road to the finals looks very clean right now. Once again, it's very helpful to them that they don't play more than two tests in a series.
Yeah,
So it really boosts their overall points percentage over here.
yeah. Australia's road to the final will be set by the end of this Ashes.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything more than 3 wins, they're all set to the finals.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. And we're also looking at Australia losing in South Africa, right? So that's another factor that might affect it. But look, at the end of the day, it doesn't look like we're making it to the finals.
I think we should just give up.
Yeah. South Africa, one more WTC final for you guys. Congratulations, Temba Bavuma, undefeated in Test match cricket.
Yeah.
All right. I think
And yeah,
that's most of
what are
it.
the positives that you're taking for India from this series?
Look, I liked the fact that look, Jaiswal has always been a positive, right? You can't really go wrong with that. I do like the fact that Bumrah is bowling a lot more and is not complaining about his workload in home conditions. As long as this doesn't come back to bite him in the back for an important test series, I am still okay with this. Um, Sai Sudarshan was disappointing.
It was disappointing. It's not a positive.
Yeah. Dhruv Jurel, disappointing. Yeah, the entire batting department was pretty bad in my opinion. Bowling is still pretty decent. I will hand it to Jadeja. I
Yeah.
will hand it to Siraj and even Bumrah for that matter. Maybe they could have used Washington Sundar a little better than what they did.
Yeah,
Maybe they could
because
have
they were always in for the off spinners.
exactly.
But Washington was going a lot more flat through the air in that channel like bowling.
Yeah, he
With
doesn't get the same amount
down
of
the leg.
turn. Yep.
It was somewhat like IPL kind of bowling, like going drifting down the leg,
Yeah.
not hitting the stumps with some enough bounce on it.
Correct. And you look at the KL Rahul dismissal in in the final test, right? The ball pitched far away in no man's land and turned back in and made it to the stumps. That kind of turn is something we couldn't see Washington Sundar extract from this pitch.
Didn't make use of the rough, the flight, air, drift. Lot
They
of
were just
variables.
bowling, both, for that matter, both Sundar and Jadeja were bowling at 92, 93 kilometers per hour. If they
I
just
think
slowed it down a little
Akshat
bit,
Patel could have been a massive difference in this test match.
maybe,
He's the
yeah.
only bowler. I remember even seeing Kuldeep bowling to the rough.
Yeah.
He was trying to bowl very much away and wide from the batsman, trying to get the ball into left-handers.
Yeah.
But yeah, Akshar Patel, who is someone slower through the air, could
Yep.
have been much more effective in these kind of wickets. Yeah, no doubt. We have seen Akshar Patel perform in red soil wickets. It's a no-brainer at this point, but we don't understand why he was taken out from this test.
Look, I think at the end of the day, they just feel like both Jadeja and Akshar give them the same dimension. And it is true to a certain extent. But yeah, again, as I said, Akshar is better than Washington Sundar because you
Quality
get
matters,
a
quality
lot
wins.
more utility out of him. So both in batting and in bowling, you get a lot more utility out of Akshar Patel. Um, was it overly stacked with all-rounders? I would say so.
Yeah.
Instead of Nitish Reddy, they could have had another specialist batter going in. Someone like Devdutt Padikkal wouldn't have done them any harm at all. Or if you want to play someone lower down the order, Sarfraz Khan has been sitting there for a long enough time to get his chances.
Scored a
Um,
century after New Zealand series, then went to
exactly.
Australia, got a free trip, served water, roamed around the streets of Australia, then only to see getting dropped from the
Yeah.
side.
And you look at the kind of names that have been performing in domestic cricket, right? I feel like Devdutt Padikkal should have been getting the nod ahead of Sai Sudarshan because his entire domestic record, both in white ball and in red ball, has been leaps and bounds better than Sai.
In that way, if you consider, I think even Ruturaj Gaikwad has a better record than Sai Sudarshan.
Absolutely. I was getting to that. So the other names that have been there and have been doing it for years and years together, Rutraj Gaikwad, top of the list. Rinku Singh, top of the list. He's been doing insanely well. People don't realize the kind of impact Rinku has had in the Ranji Trophy.
Baba Indrajit.
Indrajit has been there for so long. We've heard Pida yap about it over and over again. And yeah, there is just so many names. And guess which one of these names is not in the list? He put out another God give me one more chance tweet recently. It is Karun Nair, ladies and gentlemen.
No more chances to you. You can just play for Karnataka and bring us the glory.
That's it. But yeah, lots of names out there. Maybe it's
One thing
time
that's
to.
going around, yeah, Gambhir has been disappointing. His choice, everything, whatever his ideologies might be disappointing. But do you think sacking Gambhir is the solution?
I'd say
Or do you see there are like
remove him
deeper
from the red ball
concerns
format
than
is a.
sacking Gambhir?
Sorry. Say that again.
Do you see deeper concerns apart from sacking Gambhir?
There are concerns because the Indian batters have found it very difficult to play spin overall. They've found the conditions a little difficult to tackle, but it also comes down to their planning, their preparation, and how the coaching staff can support them, right? And the selection of the playing 11 by itself is something that people need to start looking at. So maybe sacking Gambhir is the first step, but not the ultimate step.
Yeah,
Who do you
if you
bring in
look
as
at the
coach?
domestic side of
Honestly.
things, people might say these international players need to play domestic to keep them fit or available to prove them again. But one thing that's uh, very problematic in the domestic circuit side of things is you're not getting those spin tracks there anyways. And the bowlers are somewhere between 120, 125, and 130. You don't get 140 kind of bowlers.
Yeah.
So they just go on to play and make heap load of runs. There needs to be a change in shift in the domestic side of things as well. If you look at, let's keep red ball aside, even in the white ball, if you're giving flattest of the tracks, the average scores are like any game 350, 400, and 400s are being chased. Red ball, both the teams, any teams are making heap load of runs. There's nothing in for the bowlers.
Yeah.
So when there's nothing in for the spinners, how do you see spinners coming into the play or finding new talents? The team automatically doesn't choose a spinner. So this indirectly is reducing the talent pool for spin for India.
Yeah. And despite that, another issue that we will be facing in the near future will be spinners that can't offer much with the bat. We've started witnessing quite a few spinners that are surfacing who play as a specialist bowler and can't really provide much with the bat. An exception to that has been probably Tanush Kotian and Harsh Dubey. These two have been performing both with bat and ball across formats. Um, I find it a little difficult to see any spinners coming in to replace the current setup that we have right now. Jadeja, Sundar, Kuldeep, Akshar. Um, it's not going to be easy to replace. I think the most replaceable name there is Washington Sundar because there are definitely better red ball off spinners out there when compared to him. So,
He's there in the side only because he can bowl and not because he can bat.
true. And if you're
And
looking
on
at a
like
batter
quality
who can
decks,
give you a few overs,
I
that's
don't
how much.
I don't think he can flourish on quality decks. I know he has made a lot of runs in 1 year, but I still don't rate his batting abilities in toughest of the conditions. Let's say he's going to South Africa
Yeah, look,
somewhere.
we're going to New Zealand next. Everyone's getting exposed in New Zealand next. Inside edges, outside edges, everything flying to the slips in the keeper. It's bound to happen. Will O'Rourke, Matt Henry, Kyle Jamieson, these guys are going to own us in New Zealand, hands down. The kind of length that they bowl, the kind of bounce that they extract. It's very difficult for our own bowlers to replicate it because the height is not there. The same level of hitting the deck is not going to be there.
Yeah, even let's say when India visit Sri Lanka, I don't think Washington will have an easy time batting over there. It's like ranked on us. Even though he's from Chennai, he would have seen a lot of decks. It's going to be a tough time, a tough test for all the batters. But on the brighter side of things, there is no test cricket for next 6 7 months for India.
Yeah, we don't play tests till the end of the next IPL. So
So a lot of
it's
time to recalibrate, and they can really make use of those India A games. At this point, India A games have been just a joke and another series. You've seen Patidar lead or Patidar play so well, but he's never been even considered as an option. He's a very good player of spin.
yeah.
Maybe the
I
best.
feel like this ODI series was his chance to get into the side, but the injury that has sidelined him has put his plans behind by maybe another year or so.
Maybe he's by far out of the lot the best player of spin out there to defend or to play those flamboyant shots.
Yeah,
Apart from Patidar, I can only think of Shreyas Iyer. He won't be considered for this India side until
true.
further notice.
Yeah, especially after his surgery.
Surgery, injury, controversy, everything.
Yeah, he himself has asked to be ruled out of Test cricket just so that he can manage his workload. So you're looking at Shreyas Iyer only as a white ball specialist. And when I say white ball specialist, I mean nowhere close to the T20 side, only for ODIs. So he falls under the same boat as the likes of Virat and Rohit as well.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of time to recalibrate. Maybe they get to play a lot more India A games on spin friendly tracks and
Yeah,
play friendly games with state-owned franchises or state teams. Like how when you see when Australia toured India, they played one or two tests against KCA. When England came, even they played. No, there was no series going on, and
yeah, nothing
England
going on.
randomly came with Jofra Archer and a bunch of
Yeah,
young
and they
lads. I
played
think
against
Jofra
Karnataka.
Archer was also part of the
Yeah,
series.
correct,
So they just played a few games in Alur. Those
correct.
kind of games will be really helpful to make these batters play how to play spin. Get someone who played spin so well. Get back Dravid, so he would be a very good consultant for playing spin on India on Indian tracks.
Yes. Yeah, so there's a lot for this team to
Well,
sit
well,
down
well.
and celebrate over.
On the time of by the time we
Yeah,
wrap
when we're
things up,
closing everything, this idiot shows up. Where were
yeah.
you for 43 minutes? Yeah, now we just sit back and watch the rest of this live session unfold. We're not here to do anything right now.
Now it's our time to eat
Yeah,
some
now we
popcorn.
are the viewers. The
Yeah,
content is happening in the comment section.
yeah. Now let's talk about Ashes.
Yeah,
Oh, on the down there. Mark Wood wanted to drive his car all the way from Perth to Gaba, and he was
Yeah.
shocked to see the distance he had to cover. I think that was his indirect method to say that he wants to get injured. Let's say he was given the chance to drive the car 4,000 odd kilometers, driving that car 3 days. His back would have gone for a toss, and he would be
Absolutely.
ruled out of that test. And he wouldn't have to take any of those blames.
Bring back Ollie Robinson.
Oh, let me tell you a quick stat. The first Ashes witnessed 32 wickets fall on either side, Australia and England combined. But none of those wickets, not even a single wicket, was picked by a bowler from England.
From England. Yes. Ben Stokes is from
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Um,
Braden
who
Carson is from South
Braden
Africa.
Cox is a South African. The only two
Jofra
English bowlers, yeah, Jofra's from
Barbados.
Barbados.
The other bowler
Only English
is Mark
bowler,
Wood from England. He picked up none.
nothing. Gus Atkinson from England picked up nothing.
Yeah.
Nice others, yeah. Sumuk SMH, how did you not know? What is he asking about?
What is Kenway?
Whoever heard. What did. Oh, Dirty Diana. Oh. Clown Yogeshwar.
Probability of me scoring 175 is higher. True.
Absolutely. You are a 175 out of 10. Lots of drama is happening in the comments. Where did Abhishek disappear, bro? He
Yeah.
came well, and then he disappeared because these guys are bashing him in the comments.
Yeah. A word on Temba Boma.
Man, I only have respect for it. I can't even say anything else anymore. I made a pledge during the WTC finals. I said that I would stop calling him a certain word if he scored a 50 in that fourth innings chase. He scored the 50, he won the Test Championship. I I stopped slandering Babuma from that day. There's always respect.
Yeah, and the fact that he hasn't lost a single test match as a captain yet. Fascinating.
It's insane. One draw and only wins. That's absolutely insane. Including Australia in the finals. Just saying.
And his batting brilliance in the first test in Eden Gardens.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. He got 46, if I'm not wrong.
He played some very good cricket on the turning track.
Absolutely. I think he took that team total to 60 runs more than what it should have been.
Yeah, he was the difference. Like he held on with the tail.
I agree. Temba Bavuma carries the most aura in world cricket right now, for sure. And he might just end his career as, if not the best test captain, South Africa's best test captain. The only goal to hit is Graham Smith. He still has
And
time to get there.
he's at unreachable heights by the number of test matches that South Africa play in the WTC cycle. I don't
Yeah,
think they will even match the number of games equal to Graham Smith's win in four
yeah,
cycles combined.
agreed. But if you're looking at it in terms of win percentages,
Win percentages, yeah, he can.
yeah, the number of wins, yeah, you're not going to play the same number of games at once. So there's no question there. But if I'm not wrong, both Kohli and Dhoni captained almost the same number of games um, in India at least. So Their numbers are actually pretty similar there, but Kohli is considered a more successful Test captain because of fewer losses, even though the number of wins are almost the same. It might be a case like that. It might just come down to his percentage of wins rather than the number of wins in total. Guys, why are we slandering Jake Fraser McGurk in the comments? We slander cricketers in the comments, not people without careers.
He even will be unsold in this mini auction.
Easily. He's not getting a bid from anybody in this auction. Because there are much better players out there and they're all from England. Swami Sharanam Ayyappa. In Test cricket, I agree. England is a pretty shit team in Test cricket. I expect the Aussies to win at least 3-1. Um, because somewhere or the other, I feel like England are capable of putting together a win. But at the end of the day, how is it going to help Australia win this WTC cycle? That's the question.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, it looks great for South Africa and New Zealand to make it to the finals. Have you seen JFM golf swing? I've seen Glenn Maxwell's golf swing. He fell down from the golf cart once and hurt his head. The only difference is he played a World Cup, JFM won't. Fraser erased. This is insane. I'm loving the comments. Keep it going. Keep it going, lad. JFM is 21. Vaibhav Suryavanshi is 14, and his skill is probably leaps and bounds ahead of JFM.
Yeah, he has one of the best bat swings out there.
It's insane. I know I called him an age fraud category, but even if he's 2 or 3 years older than what he claims to be, it is still insane talent. So no complaints here anymore.
Yeah,
He's
Rajasthan have
100%
invested in some
get this
crazy
right.
talent.
So for the next 3 years at least, it's going to be Travis Head ruling the streets. This is a very good question. When was his prime?
Yeah, I think that was one game against Mumbai Indians where he
Yeah, some
scored like
80 of 20 something. Yeah.
yeah 20 odd balls, some 80 odd runs. That was his peak.
Yeah, but then again, Suresh Raina scored 87 or 25. It's not like we consider that as a record anymore. They are
Yeah,
faster 87. What kind of record is that? No, no point. Yeah, I mean, this is about all it is. Yeah.
one match wonder.
Oh, shit, I
So,
forgot to
let me
comment.
get to this point. The way Travis Head is playing right now is the reason or the idea behind why he was picked for RCB to play in 2017. That
Yes.
season for Big Bash, Travis Head was playing similar way, but was went unnoticed. He was known for his aggressive hitting, just come and hit the ball. That was the reason why he was selected to IPL earlier.
Yeah.
But 8 years or maybe 7 years down the line, he regained that form back.
Yeah. So maybe 7 years down the line, Jake Fraser McGurk might regain his form back. But we will look at that 7 years down the line. Maybe by then Abhishek will have a life. You never know, right? Alrighty. We've been live for 53 minutes. Tomorrow is the WPL auction. Real cricket is going to be, structured for the real gender, people who actually deserve the pay, unlike a few others that lose in Test cricket. We will see you with WPL updates. We will see you with RCB um, screwing up yet another auction with Malalan Rangarajan at the helm.
We will be there.
We will be there no matter what.
Yeah.
All
Until
right.
then,
Until
have a great
then,
night of sleep. Tomorrow is a great day for auctions. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, see you. Good night.
good night.